Hello, welcome to an international edition of Wine with Tweedy. Hopefully you can see a little bit of my backdrop here. I'm on the balcony of my hotel here in Aix-en-Provence. I've just been to the local supermarket, Casino. Perhaps I will cut to a bit of footage of that. There is a Bourgogne Hautes de Nuits 2022 at €11.43. That's not much over £10. Very young, but it'll be interesting to try that and see what it's like, because that sounds like a bargain to me. I was kind of interested coming to France to see what sort of wine selection you get in supermarkets, and particularly things like Burgundy. It's a bit of a rare find in the UK. I don't think Casino is a particularly fancy supermarket. I think it's probably equivalent level to our Sainsbury's, I suppose. Nothing particularly flashy about it, but of course we are in France, and you would expect the wine selection in a French supermarket to be much more broad with respect specifically to French wines. So I was interested to find this. Recently did a video about Bourgogne Hautes Cotes de Nuits, which I think is an area of Burgundy that can produce some particularly good wines that are in a style that I like and at sort of bargain prices. And this came in at, as you may have seen in that clip just now, €11.49 was it, which I think translates to anyone in the US, that's sort of in the region of $12. Anyone in the UK, that's in the region of £10. So really not an expensive bottle of wine, I don't think, by anyone's standards. It is a 2022, so this is really fresh off the vines. It is currently, as I record this, summer or late summer 2023. So this has only been off the vine for a year, perhaps not even that, or probably about that. So this is a very, very, very young Burgundy. I'm really not accustomed to drinking Burgundy of this youth. It's not what I'm used to. But at €11.49, basically a 10 quid bottle of Burgundy from an area of Burgundy that I actually like. I think it's worth a try. And this is absolutely not the ideal drinking temper. I've just picked it off the shelves in the supermarket and then carried it for 10 minutes in this sort of close to 30-degree heat. I should point out the fact that I'm currently wearing this jacket is completely artificial, and it's just there for the sake of the video. I have not been wearing a jacket all day. It's far too warm for that. The supermarket was air-conditioned, so I would hope this has been at a sort of ambient temperature closer to 20 rather than closer to 30. So hopefully not in terrible condition. First hint of the nose, faint cherry. If I'm honest, something slightly in the vinegary realm, which doesn't bode well. It's definitely, on the lighter side. And that could partly be a facet of age. Really acidic. It's again that slightly sort of vinegary. I mean, not in a wine gone bad way, but there is something a bit more acidic than I'm certainly used to in Burgundy. I don't know if that is just a facet of very young Burgundy. There's a sort of a backdrop of cherries, or possibly even sort of the kind of scent of cherry blossom, cherry trees, hint of spice, bit of tannin, quite a lot of acidity to deal with on the palate, a bit more than I'd ideally like. Yeah, it's the sort of thing that it's drinkable now, but probably would be much nicer with a couple of years in the cellar, and probably would be nicer at a slightly lower temperature than it is now. But yes, I think that's possibly the cheapest bottle of, certainly the cheapest Bourgogne Hautes Cotes de Nuits I've ever had, at about 10 quid. So, less than half the price of the cheapest I can find in the UK, and probably the cheapest Burgundy of any description I've had. An interesting experiment. Chilled this for a while, and it was much more pleasant, actually. Nice sort of gentle cherry flavour now, and some of the rough edges wore off. The tannins became a bit softer. The acidity was a little dulled. I think it probably helped our friends gave us some proper stemware to drink it out of, but it's quite a pretty colour now. It really is not bad for an €11 supermarket wine.